I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, but it's not really on the spot because you're fresh from it. We got a question. What can you give tips to post-undergraduate students who are looking to get into PT school, or maybe just one tip? What can they do to increase their chance of getting into PT school, or any tips on the interview process that you have for them?
Jeez. I mean, I don't have like the right answer on this one, and I guess that's the case with all my answers I gave. But I mean, I think doing obviously observation hours is incredibly helpful. I think making it known that you are a critical thinker, and I think the main thing is you got to be honest. If you are trying to get into PT school and you have a knack for research, then ask about research in your interview instead of like. I know a zillion people are like, oh, like, what about research? What are the research opportunities? And every time I ask that question during the interview process, all the professors are like, look, everyone asks about research, but no one actually does it. And I'm like, trust me, like, I want to do research. Like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to find something that one of you guys do, and I'm going to try to get involved. But I think being honest, that certainly helps. I know at Creighton, Creighton really values community service. So I think doing that would be incredibly helpful. And, you're going to be a clinician at some point, and we want to see, I would want a clinician that's super compassionate, very empathetic, and just wants to serve the patient. So if a school sees that in you, I think, you might not, it's not guaranteed, but it won't hurt. It'll certainly help, I think.
So be honest and be a good person. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. What you guys have any thoughts on that?
That sounds hard. That sounds terrible.
You wouldn't get it, Quinn.
I think you nailed it. Get as many shadowing hours as you can in various settings, not just the setting that you think that you want to work in. And I love the answer in the interview, being honest. I think people shell up because they try to be somebody who they're not, and then that comes off as a poor interview. So no, I think you nailed it, man.
Yeah, I'd agree too. I'll speak to Queen's University because I went through that program myself. At the time, comparing it to some of the other universities in Ontario, they were different in that they certainly cared about your GPA. It was still a competitive program, but they also I think they weighted it a bit more equally with your personal submissions. And the questions were, essentially why physio? Then it was what have you done in physio? And then what have you done outside of physio or rehab that would designate you as a leader or has helped to contribute to your community or something like that. And I think I can't say for sure, but I feel like I heard at least one of the faculty members speak to the fact that they really wanted to have most of their students be very well-rounded people. And that jived with me too, because at the time, one of the other schools would admit people based solely on GPA, which I thought was asinine. We're not, as clinicians, like as PTs, we're not just test takers. We have a profession which largely relies on us being able to interact with other people. Unless you end up being just a researcher, I don't want to say just researcher. I want to say unless you find yourself in some sort of role that has you removed largely from regular contact, which is probably the minority of people. So being able to have a fairly well-rounded background, I think, just makes sense, because it probably lends itself well to you being able to build rapport with people that you're going to be working with, both in terms of your clients as well as your coworkers. It probably causes a few people to look at the same thing, whether it's a case study in class or a discussion about a particular topic, and look at it from two different perspectives and hopefully facilitate a really productive exchanging of views, which is really what we've been talking about already in terms of discussing these things, the fact that we recognize we don't know a heck of a lot, and this exchanging of views is meant to distill down the best of our ideas and hopefully have us use those best ideas moving forward and just repeat the process, ad nauseum, I guess.
I like what you said there about just trying to find the best idea. That's the goal.
That's it.
Nate, where can people connect with you or learn more about you?
Instagram, my handle is that one dude, DOOD7. And then on Twitter, it's all I see is golf. The reason why it's all I see is golf is because there was a wrestler at Nebraska who won the gold medal in 2012, and his handle was all I see was gold, and I just had to change one letter, and then yeah, so yeah, that's Twitter, Instagram. I'm on the Clinical Athlete Forum. I encourage people to join that Senior Rehab Project Forum on group on Facebook. I try to be more active on that, so that's where people can find me.
And you're going to combined sections meeting in January, correct?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, are you guys both going?
I'm going. Jared's not
no
American.
plans. Just throw that in my face, why don't you?
Yeah, you're a physio, not a PT.
That's right.
Oh, I feel so gagged up on right now.
No, I would love to see you there. Yeah, I'd love to see you guys there, and any other clinical athlete provider or any other great clinician. Like, yeah, hit me up, man, if you're gonna go. And
I'm going.
Love to link
I'll
up.
see you there.
All right, man. Yeah, I'll see you there.
Friends.
I'm excited. Yeah,
I'll
let's
just
hang out
over here. That's fine.
Sorry, Jared. All right, Nate. So thanks so much for being on the show, man. This was a blast. I think it's going to be extremely helpful for fellow students and clinicians as well to get both sides of the coin here. So thank you so much.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. It's been an honor and a pleasure.